Continuing our celebration of Black or African American History Month by looking at the art of an extraordinary African American artist. Her name, she is a female artist. Her name is Wangechi Mutu. Ms. Mutu was born in Kenya, but now resides in New York City. She's lived here for quite a few years now, over 20 years. She was born in 1972 in Nairobi, June 22nd. She attended the United World College of the Atlantic, also Cooper Union, and the Yale School of Art. She has many interests, including anthropology, science fiction, as well as visual arts. Her work is primarily in painting, sculpture, film, and performance work. Eileen, do you remember what performance work means? I'm going to do a recap. And you were the wonderful person who asked last week, what does performance work mean? So performance work means that she incorporates performance into her visual art. And she frequently uses what she makes as either a backdrop or a prop for performance work that she either performs in or choreographs and directs other people to perform in, including visitors to her show, not just performers, but visitors or people who come to look at her art. All right, we are going to look at a slideshow of her work. I want to start out by saying you may find some of her work a little bit disturbing. Her imagery is about the female body and the objectification of the female body. And those of us in the room who are female know that often our body is shown in ways that are not always flattering. And her art points that out and tries to make us more aware of that. She's also very interested in disease and what disease does to the human body. You may find that kind of imagery troubling and upsetting. She thinks it's beautiful. So in her anthropological studies, and I believe also her mother was a nurse in tropical medicine, specializing in tropical medicine, she became very aware of what disease does to the human body and what we find grotesque and what she actually calls grotesque, she finds beautiful and inspirational. It was her mother's books on tropical diseases that she uses for inspiration. So I don't know if her mother was a doctor or a nurse or some kind of researcher in tropical medicine, but her mother's books on tropical diseases have inspired her. Are you ready? I just wanted to give you that heads up. First, I'm going to open the slideshow and then share. I should have opened it first. Yes, the patterns in Ibu's coat are very beautiful.
Everybody know that was your wedding day?
That was our wedding day, yes.
I was there.
You were there. Small technical difficulty. Here we go. Okay, Laura, if you would enable me to share the screen, please. Nope. Yes, thank you very much. We love our favorite librarian. Thank you, Laura. Everyone at home, can you see? Can someone give me a thumbs up or a yes? Anyone at home watching?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, thank you, Courtney. All right, here we go. Wangechi Mutu, African-American artist, Kenyan born, now living in New York City. All right. She is primarily, mostly a collage artist. This image is made of pictures that she cuts out and glues down. She likes very feminine, elongated images of females. She is what is called an Afrofuturist artist, which for me, the easiest explanation is an artist who combines science fiction with current day African American issues. I have a very long definition of Afrofuturist work. It's an aesthetic that uses imaginative strategies of science fiction to envision alternate realities for Africa and people of African descent. So when you look at her images, try and use your imagination and suspend your ideas of reality. Any comments about the first image? Like, dislike? Any thoughts? Are you laughing at the picture, which is okay?
I like the
Do you
colors.
find
Earth tones.
that the rear end?
I don't have lovely eyesight. I mean, I have glasses, but they don't even help. So it just looks grotesque.
Okay, the shape? Okay,
It's long.
it's long. Okay, remember she's making comments on the objectification of women, particularly African American women. And in our society, the rear end of African American women is often enlarged, over enlarged. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Somebody at home had a comment to make. I'm not sure who it was. Stephanie, maybe? Okay, Nicole. She is wearing stilettos. They're boots with very high heels. She often uses imagery from fashion magazines. Her images are about the hyper objectification of Black female bodies and how they've been used as in an otherworldly nature. Oh, you brought your aunt. This is your mother. You look very similar to your sister, whom I've met. Good morning, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please come and take a seat. Oh, how exciting. Thank you for coming. So let me talk further about this. Whether through delicate line patterns or familiar feminine builds, Mutu's various ways of representing feminine qualities are said to enhance the strength of the images or the significance of the issues presented. So let's think about that while we look at her picture. Very fanciful, again. Lots of butterflies. She loves insects. You'll see a lot of imagery of insects in her work. Butterflies. Lots of butterflies in this image.
I think they're mostly moss.
Could be moss. I can't tell. For me, with my elderly eyesight, and they're so tiny, I can't tell. And remember her fascination with disease. I think this body is also covered with some kind of disease or diseased flesh. Mutu frequently uses grotesque textures in her artwork. She states that there is nothing more insanely visually interesting and repulsive than a body infected with tropical disease. Again, these are collage. She cuts images from magazines, newspapers, etc.
It's like she's drawn with paper.
Yes, in a way, good comment from Eileen. She is drawing with paper. I like that. You draw well, but you're going to draw differently with cutting and pasting. It's also been said that Mutu's use of such intentionally repulsive or otherworldly imagery may help women to step away from perfection as it is presented in society and instead embrace their own imperfections and become more accepting of the flaws of others as well. So that's interesting. In our society, definitely the desire to look perfect is an obsession for most women. Most of her work is huge. She had a wonderful solo show a few years ago in New York, and it was amazing how large her collage are. I mean, floor to ceiling pieces. She also does extraordinary sculptures in a variety of media, which are very much highly imaginary, anthropomorphic pieces of women crossed with animals. She had one snake woman that ran across the entire floor of the gallery. It was an incredible piece. Heather, you saw, and Esty, you went to that show, right? Did you like it? You don't remember? I didn't actually hear what you said. Could you say? Oh, okay. Good morning. There's a chair right here. Would you run right next to Sally? Welcome. All right. Let's keep going. Her imagery is strange, but I think beautiful. Mutu is able to enact personal and cultural transfigurations by transitioning from painting to sculpture and back again. Mutu says, quote, "This transition was so powerful because I used my mind as an object maker. I think I always painted like a sculptor." In Mutu's collage work, she began to respond to Western advertisement and beauty standards. And here's another quote: "I began an ongoing critique and an intellectual and actual vandalization of those images, which were violating me by rendering me invisible." And this is true for women. If you look at any advertisement, even today, in an American magazine, you will never see the full figure of a woman. And selling anything, a bottle of whiskey, an automobile, a cosmetic, you might see just a woman's head. You might see just her torso or her hand, but it's rare to see the full figure of a woman in an advertisement. It is because our bodies sell product. And we are an object used to sell product in advertising. So her work is about that objectification. And it is also about the female body as other, particularly women of color and African American women. It's something to think about. Most of us take it for granted. We're visual people when we don't really notice this process that's an ongoing process in American advertising.
But could you say again, why not the whole body? Why not the whole body?
Because there's certain parts of the female anatomy, you notice that woman's buttocks first.
Right.
There's certain parts of the female body that sell. Okay.
I can understand why. This is why.
Well, you're a male person, yes.
Well, I was gonna say that Japanese erotic comics sell very well in Japan.
Yes, it's about eroticism and otherness. You're absolutely correct. That's what sells product. Yes, you put it very succinctly and plainly. Thank you, Dan.
Unfortunately, most people they don't want to admit it, and they brand it as not naughty, let's say.
Well, there's wonderful videos out there that talk about this. So it is a known fact. And artists like Wengechi Mutu are making us aware of this. And I think it's wonderful. And she does it in a beautiful way. I've seen this one multiple times. It's quite extraordinary because all those feathery things that you're looking at are cut out individually. There are millions and millions of those little snaky feathery things. And it's huge, huge. What, Eileen?
Black part?
No, the little tiny, they look like little snakes that make
Yeah,
up
yeah.
all these little,
Right.
yeah. Oh, I thought you meant in the background.
No. They're all sort of dark. For me, they look dark.
They are very dark, yes.
Is that a shoe in the middle?
Yes, this is her stiletto heel here. Yes. And there's a little child here. It almost looks like the child is holding her up. And the child's face almost looks like an African mask. So there is a huge statement about what it is to be an African American female, what it is to be objectified, and her face is grotesque. There's no getting around that. And her skin is modeled and discolored as if it were disease. but there's a certain beauty to it, I think. Anyone have a comment? We're kind of stunned into silence today.
Let's figure it out.
It is. There's a lot going on in this. And sometimes it's very hard to even see the figure, but there is a head here. Folks at home, you can't see what I'm pointing to, unfortunately, but you see the head here, shoulders. There's a hand here and a hand here.
There's a body.
There is a whole body. There's a leg here.
The legs? No, but there's legs kicking up at this side. What are the things going down?
Yes. Well, there may be two figures here, in fact. But this is a very blurry image too.
Kind of reminds me of Egon Schiele.
It's a lot like Egon Schiele, the Austrian artist whom we've talked about in the past. Very elongated, very skinny, very kind of, yes, the patterning. Yeah. So there are two faces in this image, one on the left and one on the right. This too is a collage with paint. I'm going to talk less now because I want us to have time for our own work, and I am going to be doing a short demo today as well. Sally's taking a picture of this one, so I'm going to wait a moment. So a lot of comments, but I can't hear. If you want me to hear, please speak a little bit louder. And folks at home, you can just yell out if you have a comment. Her intent is to disturb and unsettle and make people think. And we've looked at other artists who do that. People taking pictures of this one, so I'm going to wait a second. All right, so that is the end of our slideshow. Love the gold in that last picture. It's very beautiful. Yes, it's a bracelet on her arm. It did look like the keyboard of a piano. All right, so our art project for today is to do collage. And in a moment, I'm going to do a demonstration of different ways to build composition in collage. Many of you saw me do this yesterday at the class I teach on Tuesday afternoons. So you do not have to watch. Those of you who want to watch, who need a refresher course in composition, those of you at home who might not have seen it yesterday, we are going to set up to do that for you. In the meantime, what you need to do is gather up any things that you might think would be interesting for you to create a collage with. Old magazines, catalogs, newspapers, old wrapping paper, any interesting papers that you may have around your studio at home. Those of you who are here in the library, I have a lot of papers at the back for you to use. Glue sticks are the only adhesive you're going to need today. There are scissors. There are a lot of people here today. We might have to share scissors. I don't know if I have enough for everyone. I recommend that you use the large white paper as your background paper, but there's also solid colored construction paper if you want to start with a colored background as well. Any questions? Oh, the theme of your collage today, if you choose to follow my suggestion, the theme for today is an important woman in your life. Could be anyone. All right, let's gather up our supplies. Laura is setting up the camera for me to do the demo. And those of you who don't feel a need to watch me do the demo, you can just get started. Any questions, folks at home? Here, anyone not understand the instructions? I'm not always clear, so let me know. It's so wonderful that you people
It's nice to meet you. There's a lot about.
Oh.
Then it's really.
Oh my gosh. No, I love that. Screen paper to use or
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be there.
Okay, let him do it.
All
All
right.
right. That's good for sure. All right. Supplies. Might want to take a couple of glue sticks because you know they may be old and dried out. So just in case. Guys, you might change your mind about the supplies you're taking after you listen to my demo. So if you want to take what you think you need.
Yeah, the site. Yeah, citations, so, you know, that can be very tedious.
Carton paper's double sided. Very nice. So solid color on the back, pattern on one side. Pattern on one side, solid on the other. Joe, you got everything under control? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Just have to leave.
Oh, thank you, Shirley.
Thank you. And the best answers, thank you too, but you know.
That's the thing.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
good. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, it's up to-
I'm good, Liz.
All right, so those of you who want to watch me do composition, come on over. Gonna wait a second. I mainly wanted to watch them. I'm gonna stop what you're doing and come on over.
I'm trying.
You can do that later. See this on the screen? Yes, somebody let me know.
Yes.
All right, so this is a collage I started the other day. I started with the main idea of faces. Sometimes it's helpful to have a main idea or concept in your head. Because when you're doing collage work, there's a lot of choices that you have to make. You have to think about all the basic elements of art. You have to think about shape. You have to think about size. You have to think about color, line, texture. All of it is involved in collage. And it can be confusing and overwhelming. But if you have a main idea and a concept, it helps you to make those choices. Which is why I said, maybe your theme could be an important one. Because it will help you make choices when you're looking for magazines, when you're thinking about what color you're going to use. You might think, my mother was the most important person in my life. My favorite color was brown. So the whole composition that you work with might be about colors in brown, and red, yellow, dark, light, sunny. And you can build a whole picture just based on the have a team that help you figure out what direction you're going in the collage. Okay. Now, my theme was faces. When you look at this collage, it's very disjointed and confusing and mixed up. Did you put those together? I glued them on. So what I need to do to make this composition work is figure out some way to unify the shapes. Will it be color, will it be line, will it be form and shape, size, texture. So there are many ways to go. I could mount it on a colored background and frame it to unify the entire shape. I could use color again as a unifying theme. I could look through this magazine and say, oh, maybe blue or maybe red, since my background is red, could be my unifying color. Now, look at this picture. So it's a picture of a person. I can think of it in two different ways. Since my picture is about faces, do I want to cut it out the piece? Or do I want to use the red? That's my unified. So I'm going to forget that it's a face. And go the second route and use the second option. And try and use the red as my unified. Perfectly great picture of a person, but I'm going to ignore that and use the red. Maybe now I can use the red to start pulling the different shapes, forms, and textures in this picture together. Will it work? I don't know, but I'm trying. This is what artists do. They experiment with composition. just the way we experiment with color mixing. We can experiment with composition. Color isn't the answer. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe it has to also do with shape and size. So maybe it's not just color. Maybe it has to be with the size of the color. And where I place. Notice I'm not even thinking about moving anything down yet. Stay with me. Thinking about how to bring my concentration together. But I have, and this is a really important thing. I looked at this picture not as a thing, I'm looking at it as color. How can I use the color to help me?
Sometimes the shape is.
Sometimes the shape is what I need, like in these other pictures that I use. You also have the option of ignoring the shape and using the color. Remember, you have a variety of shapes. And you can cover up images. Perhaps what you drew down is too much for the composition. You can cover up, you can overlap. You can look at shapes that you cut out and use them whole hog. Maybe you need something big to enliven this composition and make it work. Not really.
Liz, when you did the bottom, underneath part, what was your?
Sometimes having a larger color frame helps to unify all the disparities on the inside.
Whatever look like, other than color, didn't matter, doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter. I mean, I could have used black. Black might have worked. But for some reason I chose red. I don't know why I chose. I like the red.
I don't mean this part, I mean,
You mean this?
no, underneath, what you're doing that, no, what you have in your right hand.
Why did I choose red? Because I have it on red tape.
The first layer you did before we saw it, you did.
Oh, I had a theme of faces.
Okay, that's what you put.
And I started, yes, and I was in a place where if I didn't glue the pictures down, I would have lost them. Maybe I need some green. I don't have any green paper here. So I'm gonna go back to the magazine and look for green. And this composition is far from done, but do you see the way that I'm thinking and the choices that you can make? You don't have to confine yourself to just looking for pictures of things. You can look for color, you can look for texture. Like I love this green color, so I'm gonna use it. And you don't always have to cut, you can tear. Sometimes a rough edge can also create excitement and competition. That's serendipitous, but I really like how it mirrors the curves here. So it's not there yet, but I'm going to keep working on it and let it grow. And now I want you folks to try your own. All right. I'm gonna now, folks at home, I'm gonna put a Wangechi YouTube image on the screen. You know, some of you do like to copy the artists of the day's work for inspiration. Oh, this picture's going, but I'm having fun. Oh, this is very good. Very nice. Yesterday, we looked at another African-American collage artist named Romare Bearden. I'm gonna put his name in the chat box because if you've never heard of him before, you want to look him up. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I am going to put on the screen oops. I'm sorry. Oh, too bad, Margot. Oh, and I want to mention at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, there is a new show opening tomorrow on artists of the Harlem Renaissance. The New York Times recommends it highly. And
What's the name of the artist?
Romare Bearden, I put it in the chat. Romare, Romare Bearden, Bearden. Marvelous collage, one of the best ever collage artists, and he met Picasso. He studied art in Europe. Bearden. Okay, I'm gonna put up an image by Wangechi. I know some of you were completely horrified by Wangechi's work, but again, I encourage you, if you ever have the opportunity to see her work up close and in person, it is just breathtakingly beautiful. She also makes her own paper. So she is not confined to just using magazine photos. And this is the advantage of, oops, no, I did that wrong. Professional collage artists, you know, they have a studio full of pictures that they've been collecting for years and years and years that they organize into files. And my guess is that Wangechi has assistants now who she can just go, get me that picture of such and such. And the assistant runs and knows exactly where it is. But that's just a guess. All right, folks at home, I put up the two-headed woman picture. So this is mixed media. This is a collage plus painting. And I can't remember, I think that the beads that this woman is wearing, maybe 3D. Heather, do you possibly remember? Okay. They may be actual beads attached to the piece. And also, those of you who are here in person, I do have postcards for my upcoming show. If anybody would like one, I'm gonna come around. Your mom still be here?
When is it?
It's next Thursday.
That's when my mom. I think that.
You're welcome. The show is up till March 23rd. Yes, February 27th is the opening reception. Like,
Oh, yeah, sure. The reception is 29th, isn't it?
I mean, 29th. Good, maybe.
You need us, you need us.
And it closes in 2020.
Yes.
When?
In 2020.
Yeah.
We're going to reserve.
Got one yesterday. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm hoping this day. The date just left. You want one? Postcard invitation to my show. You are welcome. I hope you can come.
Yeah, I do.
Judy, you got one yesterday.
Which day is that?
It's a Thursday evening, February 29th, from 6 to 8 p.m. And there's,
But it's not so dark now. It's getting
yeah,
better
but the
every day.
opening reception's on the 29th.
November come, this one.
Well, if you want to come to the opening reception, it's this one. The show is up till March 23rd. So you have almost a whole month. So composition work is difficult. And it's hard. It's hard for me to teach. It's hard for you to do. It's all about experimentation. You have to play, before you glue the shapes down, you have to play and move your shapes around. I really like this shape. Wow. Fine with it. Fine with it, right? You got one yet? This is very. This is already the way it's done. You see the way she's objectifying and cut up though? This is American Africa. That is fine. Yes, but they learned it from us.
Yeah.
We invented that. Caught the whole. Body. Struggling. Oh, I heard would you like to just scribble?
I was about to ask you.
I will bring you paper. You don't even have to get up. I like it. Yeah, no, it's great fun. Since I've worked. Love you, stop avoiding work.
We're talking about the board senior. Why don't we take the board senior?
I know it's an important topic, but Eileen, you're avoiding your artwork. Come on. So I'm gonna give you two. Oh my God. Okay, so you love it so much. There's some of us think that that's already. So. Joe, I'm intrigued. I can't wait to see what you create. That's the beauty of art. It's like jumping off a bridge. Yeah, let's begin. Collage was invented in France by George Braque, Pablo Picasso. Cubism was where collage came to be. I mean, it was probably around before that, but it became a formal art form during that period of art. I'm sure people cut and pasted prior to that. But George Braque and Pablo Picasso made it big deal. And first, you see German art. We really knew that. High art. Schwitters, Schwitters. I have done a lesson on Schwitters, but not on YouTube. Years ago, we did a whole month on collage. But those classes were unstable. So wonderful. We can do that in the summer. Would you like to do a whole month just on collage? No. Oh, no. Got one resounding yes. All right, I'll think about it. Folks at home, I just put out the question, would you like to do an entire month on collage work? I got one yes. Think about it. Oh my gosh.
Personally, I got used a lot for charcoal.
You love drawing in charcoal, I know.
Oh, sure.
Um, this.
I wanted to I wanted to draw a woman and look. This is a child.
It's wonderful. And you're drawing from your imagination. It's very difficult. No artist can do that.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were looking for.
It's That's not the blue one. Or actually, more. But remember, you have to keep them all work together. Okay. This is very interesting. I actually like this the way it happened. Yeah, certainly. I like the way. I like the composition. You gonna buy one of those? No, I just need them. I'm gonna give you my birthday. I need a watch. Oh, yeah, that is. Hard to get, but it's watch. Very nice. Don't glue till you know what you're doing. And it's very good. And look how. This works. Our advertisements. At least, but I'm sure. I'm sure. Don't forget, you can make your figures disease and grotesque. Well, that's the only time you don't get it. That should be our starting point. I never thought about it. I mean, I never force you to do anything. Okay, these are awesome, but you have a lot going on. Maybe you want that. Trying to start doing stuff. It's very hard. Hard, and maybe they all go in the same direction. I'm not even sure I use it. Very interesting. Some people. We're on the right track. And collage pictures, they tell a story too. I forgot to mention that. Think about your picture telling a story, narrative, tale. This. And real. Kind of draws. You're putting pencil to paper, you are drawing.
But it's the idea that this is the money of the tree. How did it?
Well, it's about how we're destroying the environment.
Yes.
Probably something similar like that. Very much your mark.
Probably weird.
So a New York Times headline came across my phone. The Mormon court showed him in New York City.
Happen. Oh, you can just like.
The richest country in the whole, the richest city, the richest country.
And it's an Arab country for it.
Poverty is worse there.
Yes.
Why? I'm gonna get you some colored things.
I put up on you.
Oh, thank you, yeah. If you have dried up blue sticks,
that'd be
just
good.
throw them away.
That's what I'm going to do.
There's no sense in me carrying around dried up ones. And if I find out we have very few left, I'll buy more. Why are you talking? Oh, okay, but you want to see? No. I was getting them. From them. Which one? Glasses or the
Oh, I would never. Next. But I just looked.
I didn't know that you. My glasses are very expensive. I buy one pair every 6 years. Or 10, every 10 years.
For reading? For reading.
Well, they're for everything.
Oh, I just buy reading. If I six for, they're all $10. Yeah, every room, right?
They're black. Glasses for everything.
So do I. Yeah.
I started reading. Yeah.
Yeah. On the wall. Nobody's seen those. If they send somebody. No. Go to YouTube. It's on YouTube. Yeah, you can go the next day on YouTube, right, the same day. You can see anything on YouTube.
The separate by the time.
You know, the deal also. Yeah, I was signed. And this, yes, that's what I want to see.
Yes, I've signed up to my bank donation. You signed up.
Oh, really? Did you do the? Swimming. It's like, right, the samples are on. Even though it's such a big, you know, something. You know, taking this, what they want, getting the time. 9,000. That's the driver. He wants to, Santos to convert the blind. But there are several. There are several. Yeah. So, and so it's the problems. There's no sort of. And Colbert and all of them, they were the lawyers. Also, yeah, one position.
Yeah. Working on the yellow batch. When you look at it that way. Sometimes you need to close it. You lose control. Very Well, I like that drawing, Joe. Let me get
Yeah.
the drawing. Let me see.
That's my ex-girlfriend who made it for me. Now she's crying for me. You like that one too? Good.
Feels a
She's
little,
behind the curtain. You know?
yeah. It's a little,
Oh, blue?
maybe. Maybe the corners could be cut.
No.
No, you like
This
the
looks like
hard
this.
edge. Okay,
This is like a pattern, you know?
okay,
She's behind all this.
if you're happy with it. Yeah. A lot of emotion in that face, for sure.
Yeah.
Folks at home, you good? I haven't checked in, forgive me. You doing okay? Something in the chat? Let me check. Stephanie also had to leave. So we still have almost 30 minutes. You have plenty of time. I would maybe in 5 minutes, I would start making decisions and gluing down. Collage is, I'll repeat it, it is difficult. You have a lot of conflicting visual things going on that you have to deal with, and many, many decisions that you have to make. So it's challenging. There's a lot of serendipity in collage work, a lot of things that happen unplanned and accidentally. And then a lot of things that happen through very serious decision making. But it's a wonderful thing to do at home because all you need is a glue stick and a pair of scissors and a lot of junk mail. We all do. And this kind of creative decision making is a terrific way to keep your mind fresh and alive and excited.
That's what I told her.
Oh, Eileen,
Keeps me young.
yay. Sorry about that. Whoops, what did I do? Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, I like to, you know, butter up the pizza guy. That's a nice. Can hear you. I'm sincere. I know you are. We understand. I'll never forget you. Oh, that's a lot. I didn't identify you, but.
A lot of work.
For you. Well, I understand. My knees, my knees. Where?
I had a little bit of an idea of that. Please try now.
We don't care if you know how. I don't know. What's good. Most of the people that
I
don't
was thinking
think they
about
don't
it,
know.
for the meeting, crocodile and carnival suit like this.
This is probably.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking now, composition.
I figure out how much to move.
Combine these bridges
Just send me
into
a lot of times. It's using my brain instead of my. It's up to you. Is that what they? Hey.
All right, I think that.
What do you think?
I think. I can see through it, yeah. You know, they're kind of doing something like that for your team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so.
Lady. Lady. For you,
I get to keep this one, Joe, are you sure?
yeah,
Wow, and you signed it, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, you need a little more glue, so. It's gonna fall.
That's your job.
Oh, that's here.
No, I am a going on. I have to go my class or then suspend my bus pass.
Get a glue stick and do a little more glue. Come on. So we have a lot going on in this image.
Here it is. Yeah. I almost like holding the part, like somebody was high heels, like.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this was
cool.
just. We've done this. That's. They're on.
Very nice. Wonderful. Same question I have. How do you make these things? together? Yes, how do you make them together? Oh, okay, so you know exactly what I'm. Yes, you have to sum it. And I think this will read, it's perfect. Yeah, so keep going. Look down, good work, well, it's very nice. How I look at it, or they don't just. How you doing? Yeah, they look good. I think doing. Nice.
The minimalist, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah, I know.
Don't glue
I
it.
know.
Don't glue it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That may be enough. Those are like that. Oh, yeah, and the red is much. Yeah. It's good when you're open to it.
Yes.
Help your friends. Art is a
Exactly.
collaborative process.
Background.
I'm lucky, I live with an artist, he's constantly giving me good ideas. And I was like, this is how to do good ideas.
Oh, beautiful. The beautiful one. But I'm broke, you know.
I don't know, let's see if it's the artist.
I used to be gorgeous for them, now I'm only beautiful.
Liz? Liz, what's the matter? I didn't say anything about it. Shirley is for them.
Yeah, I've done nothing.
Okay.
Same here, no?
I like it hanging off the edge.
It's not, no noise.
No,
Heads would be.
no, I like it better this way.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but
Like this. I'm not.
I like it. I like the light color.
Cool. The first one do this.
I like it.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
I didn't bring it. Just a reminder, it's not cleanup time yet, but at cleanup time, please throw away any glue sticks that are no good to use anymore. Really. With sugar, I don't know, like. Shocking. I don't want to be carrying around any dead glue sticks.
Yeah.
It does not help me in any way. Carrying around extra weight, and I won't know if I need to buy new glue stick. If you just give me that glue sticks that are not good to use. Sounds wow. It's my advice.
So what do you want to do with this?
I don't know. First,
I can make it painted.
I don't know.
I can make it painted.
You could.
Yeah.
That would be very much like the artists we're looking at.
Really?
She did it. You saw it. She did part animal, part female.
Yeah.
She had one woman who had horns.
Butterfly. Oh, I like that one, which one look like octopus, you know?
It
Two
does.
hair look like octopus.
It does, yes.
Calamari.
Alice and Courtney, you're good? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people here and 4. Yeah, we had a full house. Today. I'm happy. Kind of like we're having a rebirth.
But thanks to get birthday.
Oops.
One hand, 2 hands, 3 hands.
Yes,
Four,
many hands.
words you and me. I remember Jackson. I was sing a song. Yes. These words are you and me. A lot of.
Yeah. I like how the composition is round like this.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. Here's
No, leave it empty.
Okay. It's good.
It's finished. You could start a new one. So now we have only 10 minutes to clean up. Sorry.
Ants too.
Maybe get a paper towel.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I like this, Aaron, I would never have to do it so dark, but that really works. Love it. Mom, really,
yeah.
what is your name? Ndoye. Victoria, not just mom. Very good. Now, you can also draw on with this, it's like paper. If you would like. Oh, you had fun.
Yes, I do.
Good.
I did, and I do.
Great. I would love.
Well, anytime.
I do have a photo. Well, I do have a title. I call it.
I look forward to it. Very
Well, good for me as well.
No, mostly. Oh, but there are some,
They have that typeface,
but I have a little bit of.
but that typeface they have,
That part of it.
I like it.
Oh, you did? that typeface with the V like that.
Yes, the solid color.
Well, you wanted that.
Very nice.
And face I kind of had the face of the face I wanted to draw, but.
I know, it was fabulous, like.
And not too much more. You may be done.
Oh, that's worth I found it.
Yeah, it's really. The typeface.
You have enough.
That's worth I found it.
Yeah, I saw you cutting it all. It's a fascinating.
I like his body.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it all.
Something maybe smaller.
Just like, I don't even know what. Then it's like a square and a square.
It needs to be off kilter.
But it's probably.
And also it feels very odd, like, 1960s London. To have it a filter like this makes it more fun. And I feel we need something small. People get glitter.
Feel like getting rid of those white backgrounds.
I don't know what to say about that. You just, well, now, if you glue it down on center, then not filter.
Yeah, or it's.
It's not longer. We'll find a solution, I know, we'll always do. Lisa, this is very interesting. Texture in here. A lot of people cleaning up, you do not have to clean up. This looks so much like a Romare Bearden. Have you? Have to look at his. Already. Yes. And now, not in one. This is
You're trying for me. You marry someone else.
I'm gonna look at it.
Write it big. You can now include how much I love this. There. No, it's African. What? So he was born in the 30s, came to prominence.
How you like that? Isn't that cool? That's the best part of it, right there.
In the late 60s, early 70s.
Children's.
Like,
Seniors. Care. That's one way of looking at it. That's also. Okay.
You should say, I mean, some white women's care, some. Okay, because everybody's here.
Yes.
And I know you know. It's like, you probably had this in your classroom. You probably had this in your classroom. I don't mix skin dark. You know, it is.
I don't want, I'll try to show more hair than one. I don't want, she has short hair. And within a person. Are you like that kind of person? Does one have what season?
My hair is always the same.
I never know if my hair.
What do you use, a Mac?
My hair
Yeah.
never changes.
Mac is, that's your background.
Always, they look fine. Yeah, doesn't change.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but my hair changes all the time.
Yes, I know, a lot of people struggle with heat and.
I would do that, and it's so nice, when I go outside, it's like. Oh, frizz up.
Yeah, permanent vacation. We still have the grandmothers and grandmothers there.
I don't know, I just did one.
And it destroyed her scalp. All right, guys. Oh, it is time for sharing. Oh, I heard I am not sharing. No one is forced to share ever. I'm going to stop the share when Getsy's work and who remembers? Is it people at home are first today? I think so. Both Courtney and Alice are ready, so. Alice, you are first in my queue. Excuse me, though, folks who are here, Sally, Shh, shh, shh. Can everybody hear me? While we are sharing, I'm going to ask you not to talk. Eileen, can you hear me? Thank you. Sally, raise your hand. Did you hear me, Sally? Okay, cool. So it's Alice's turn. Alice is the only one who's speaking.
Okay, this one was, I don't have a lot of stuff around the house to work with, so I
Excuse me,
decided.
wait,
Sorry. Maya Angelou.
excuse me, 1 minute, Alice, 1 minute. Excuse me.
Oh, very nice, great. That emotion.
That's beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Shh, 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 shh. All right, Alice, tell us about this fabulous drawing.
Well, I don't have a lot of junk around the house to use as a collage, so I decided to just do a sketch of an
And-
African American woman, and so I chose Maya Angelou. I don't know if it looks like her, but
It does. This is a wonderful, wonderful drawing.
Yeah.
Wonderful
The
drawing.
eyes smiling face.
You are gonna complete the hair, or is the hair done?
no, it's not done. I have to keep working on it. I was going to do the background a little bit too.
Okay, beautiful use of shading. Notice the way Alice has made her shading very smooth and gradual. It really makes the face look beautifully three-dimensional. Wonderful job. Yeah, I can't wait to see the hair filled in. I think it's going to really make the face pop and look even more realistic. So, congratulations. Thank you for sharing, Alice. All right, Courtney, you're up next.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So you decided, did you do the background first or second?
I did the composition and then I drew the background and then I pasted.
All right. Are you using papers that you have painted and made yourself, or are you using found paper?
These were from a restoration hardware catalog.
Aha. Yes, I get those hideous catalogs too. They weigh a ton, right?
So
I can
much.
barely get it out of my mailbox. It's so darn heavy.
They're like 2 pounds. They're massive. Yeah.
Yes.
And they only have 3 colors in them.
Yeah. They're so tasteful. But I was about to say this is great use of color and texture. I absolutely love the negative shape you've created at the hairline. It's such a beautiful curve around the ear, from the forehead to the ear. I'm looking forward to seeing this completed. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to switch to in-house. So oh, thank you, Laura. Actually, Daniel, I was gonna, oh, your mom left the room, so yeah, but we're gonna wait till she's back. Oh, she's back. So because Daniel's mother, Victoria, is here, we're gonna let Daniel go first. I'm gonna switch back and forth from side to side today to mix it up a bit. So here comes Daniel, everyone. We're challenged by the cord today, Daniel. I'm trying to get out of the picture.
All right.
Go ahead. Isn't this cool? Is this a particular person that you're thinking about in this image? It says the lives they lived.
Yeah.
Could you explain?
Well, I call this word nagger, and I did think of a particular person that I should not mention, but still, but I don't know. I just thought.
She who must be obeyed. All right. Well,
I mean, I call it nagger because even though it has so many words, it does have some interesting things to say also that stuck in my life also.
okay.
And it's kind of like an homage, let's say.
Oh, it's an homage, Mom. It's an homage. So it shows his love. right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Beautiful texture. I love the touches of red are very interesting. Very nice. Great. This is great collage work.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
All right, Joe, do you want to share what you've made? You can bring it up.
Yeah.
Just be careful of the cord here, Joe.
Wait,
Okay.
which will you both? Because I don't have place to keep them.
Okay.
Yeah, this, she crying for me
Oh.
because she married someone else.
Oh, you should try. You should try.
No,
You should be crying.
I cry every day.
Oh.
It's a beautiful drawing.
Yeah, she crying, emotional.
Thank
That
you.
happened when you lose your true love. And that is a, you told me to make this. I made the lady, but she told me make a tail.
Well, it's very much like Wangechi Mutu, don't you think?
And
Well,
she's
well
Afri-
done, Joe.
Her face is African,
What?
African.
She's African faced,
Big
yeah.
lips.
That is part of the objectification of African American women. Not all African women have large lips. Some do. Nicole, would you like to share? Yes.
Looks like on the big screen.
Okay, talk about it. Come, you come. Why am I in?
Well, I don't know. I don't do so much words and images anymore. So I'm forcing myself. If we challenge ourselves here. I don't know. It's kind of like,
Oh, yeah.
what is it?
It's great colors, great
Yeah.
imagery.
I don't know why I picked the purple. I guess my mother likes purple, I
Yeah.
thought, but it's like, what does it look like? Like this?
Ladies are tired of doing all the work.
What is it?
Ladies are tired of doing all the work.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Okay, maybe that's the message. I like that. Yeah, maybe start working in that direction.
I don't know. Something about time and numbers is obviously here somewhere. Something
All right.
sparkly. You had the idea about sparkly, like, and
Yeah, I think you need, my suggestion was that you glue it off kilter and
Yeah.
then in the upper left-hand corner, maybe put something a little bit sparkly.
yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad thing at all. I just wanted to go in a different direction, I guess. Don't know which yet, but the purple is like,
Work in
I
progress.
think the purple is
Wonderful.
a
I
little
like the
weird. You
purple.
like it? Yeah, I can't really connect to it very well. But yeah, coloration seems right. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, no, Judy is next. So I'm switching from side to side today. Judy, do you want to share? Be careful of the wires. Yeah, I like.
Cherries,
And Godzilla, right? You have Godzilla at the
Yeah.
bottom. That goes with Wangechi Mutu also.
Yeah.
Oh, am I blocking? I like it. All right. Thank you, Judy. Now. Ally said, excellent. Come and show. All right, so there is a lot going on in this one, but look at the way the solid colors help to unify all the different pictures in the image. So that is something to think about in your collage work. It really helps. Can we pull it a little bit this way? Well done.
Very nice.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Sestra, do you want to show?
It's not my intention, but.
And you started coloring in the background. I love
Yeah.
this red that you've just added. Did you have a main idea or concept?
Yeah, these women suffering something, so.
They're suffering.
That's my intention, but didn't come up, so.
Well, you have to keep working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the red in the background, maybe a bit more of that. It's really a beautiful beginning. Lisa, would you like, or Sally, would you like to share? And we're running out of time. Sorry, folks. We only have 2 minutes left. You show. We may not have time for everyone to share. I'm so sorry. What I like about Sally's picture is she really worked on making the composition circular and contained. It's kind of hard for folks at home to see because she's so close to the camera, but it is a very effective composition because all the shapes are kind of forced into the middle, and it works. It works well. Thank you, Sally. Eileen, do you want to share?
Well, I have no blue.
Oh, you can't share.
I can see flat. Flat.
It's not going to work. Heather, it's up like a flash.
She's been chanting directions.
You must like it. I'm so happy. Oh, I love it. All right, so definitely female portrait. Very cool. And Heather used fabric as well as paper. I love the way her head is tilted. This is really, and I love the way the hair mirrors this curve. It's great. Really great. Lisa, would you like to share? Oh my gosh, we're getting a lot of people in today. Can we run over a minute or two? Okay, we're going to keep going. So Lisa loves watches, and we talked a lot about how we can connect all the smaller images, and she worked really hard on making that happen. So if you can back up just a little bit so they can see the whole picture.
I like the blue in the background.
Okay, terrific. People like the blue in the background. Thank you, Lisa. Good job. SD, come on up. Everybody's going to get to share today. That makes me happy. And Lisa, it just occurred to me, Lisa, look at me. Lisa, you can turn your picture this way. I like it both ways.
I had that. I will glue this here.
You're going to have to figure that out.
What am I doing?
Come to the camera. All right, so Esty did 2 figures. Very nice. I love the fabric. She is paper, but it is.
Okay, never mind.
So she still has to glue down, obviously. The women are coming to you. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I like the shape of the 2 women. They definitely have a friendly relationship. It's a wonderful image of friendship. And Yima, would you like to share? That's all right. But I think no one's completely finished with their work today. So this is great. This one really reminds me. We looked at a Romare Bearden collage yesterday of the jazz musicians. Remember? In the jazz club. And this one really reminds me of that. Although this person is writing a letter, it reminds me of the man at the keyboard that we looked at yesterday. Beautiful shapes and textures, Yima. And last but not least, Shirley, are you going to share? Come on. 100% sharing today. That makes me proud. Oh, Eileen can show on her phone. Come stand. So we will have complete sharing today. Yeah, this is coming along beautifully. Again, the way Shirley compressed her composition and made the forms fit together really works. Nice job, Shirley.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So Eileen, come on up. How are we going to do this? Okay. So Eileen's image, she took a photograph. Your camera just shut down. You have to reopen. Folks who are in-house, don't move. Every time you move your chair, it makes a noise. So it's Eileen's turn to share. Very good. Okay, so you can see she has not glued her papers down yet. Her theme is about hair. Lift it up just a bit. There we go. I love the yellow background in her picture. There's a little bit of glare, but you can get to see she's been working hard. She just hasn't glued down yet. Very nice. Well done. Bravo, everybody. And showing work in progress is a great thing to do because then we can give you suggestions. And if you're finished, we can give you ideas for your next work of art. Victoria, did you want to show your work? This is Daniel's mother. Let's look at her piece.
I don't hear this. I started.
Come, no excuses.
Excuse.
Shh, shh. So Daniel's mother, Victoria, is also sharing. She is a guest to our class. I love this.
You can see where the talent came from.
Oh,
I like the drawing around the shapes very much.
Okay, it's good to show it to you, but I started to show how birth develops and how by the time passes, we have made all these changes in the environment and we're destroying what comes out afterwards. That was my start, but now I don't know how, if this says the same.
The earth, as well as your art, evolved
Yes.
in the course of the morning. Well done.
It's been a nice pleasure to be with you.
And we enjoyed having you. Thank you so much for coming.
All right.
It has been a delight meeting you. And Daniel, you are lucky to have this wonderful woman in your life. Just saying. All right, everyone, let's clean up. Yes, you must clean up. See everyone next week. It will be our final celebration of Black History Month and African American artists. And we will then launch into Women's History Month. Take care, everyone. Be safe.